Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? It's now April the 22nd, it's about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to do a quick update on Litecoin. Don't mind me being so casual today, guys. It's Sunday, I'm still feeling a little under the weather, and yeah, this is just kind of how I look right out of the shower with my hair down. No makeup on, no face on today. So beautiful. This is how I naturally wake up every single day, guys. Come on, everybody, give me the spirit fingers. Give me the spirit fingers. And you bring it on, fans. It's alright if you guys didn't watch it. Don't worry. It's alright. It's okay. You're gonna pump my gas one day. No Bring It On fans? Come on. I know some of you guys grew up in the 90s, like how I did. Bring It On was like the best show, the best movie ever. So anyways, let's get started. Let's just take a look at Litecoin here to see how it's been trending thus far. So we see that Litecoin has actually, excuse me, I'm going to put my microphone a little bit closer and I will not adjust it anymore here. So what we see is that Litecoin has actually it's doing pretty well, okay? But what concerns me about Litecoin is that it's actually dropped, guys. It's actually dropped in terms of 24-hour, or sorry, in terms of ranking. EOS historically overtook Litecoin. Now, EOS during that airdrop for the EOS DAC token, where it was taking the snapshot there on April 17th, it actually overtook Litecoin, and then people dumped it as expected there. When it took the snapshot at, I believe, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, people dumped it by more than $1. It was actually not that bad of a dump. Let me just double check that again actually on April 17. Where was it here? April 17. Right around this time here. I might even stand corrected. Right here, guys. This is pretty much when it took. No, it was at around midnight, I believe. Yeah. Right around this time here, that's where people started dumping it right here. So it fell from about $9 to about $8.70. So not that bad. That is the day that Litecoin actually was overtaken by EOS, or just during around that time frame in general right now, right? But we see that Litecoin has actually dropped off a little bit right now. Okay, Luna needs to stop barking right now. She needs to realize that this is the Philakone show, not the Philakone and Luna show. I'm gonna go get her for you guys, but by the end of the show, if I remember, I'll make her say hi to you guys. So yeah, so Litecoin is now down to number 6. Kind of scary, actually. Kind of scary that Cardano is actually very close to overtaking as well, only by about $900 million. So let's take a look at Litecoin to see how it has been trending for the past 24 hours. We see a very low volume so far in the past 24 hours, which is very indicative that people are scared right now. People are standing on the sidelines and they simply don't know whether to go long, whether to take profit, whether to enter a short position. It's kind of like stale right now, the way things are going. And what we see is that for the past 3 days, we were trending clearly between the $400 and $500 million range, but today, 340. We haven't seen this low of a 24-hour volume since April 16. Nothing else to say about that, right? We're simply trending downwards, which is kind of scary because I'm not really interested in entering any type of Litecoin position right now. So yeah, like LitePay, if you guys remember a few months back, like it had some major issues right there where people were just simply extremely scared. Let me just have a sip of my water here, guys. I'm just gonna mute my microphone. I don't want to drink and be rude in front of you. Do you guys like that? I look like a cyborg when I turn on the red light. Makes me look like I'm Van Damme. I should get one for my eye that makes a red light like that. I would look like, Universal Soldier Van Damme. That'd be pretty cool. What I really like about this Arctic 5 headset right here is that when you actually mute it, because the microphone is within your eye range, like it's like I can see it right at the corner of my eye. So if I mute it, I can actually see the red light glaring. So that's how you know if it's muted or not. I love this Arctic 5 headset. I've had many, many different headsets before, ranging from like this price range to way more expensive, guys. Like I'm talking like $300, Razer wireless headsets and stuff like that. But these ones are actually a lot better in terms of comfort, in terms of quality as well, especially. All right. So, by the way, guys, make sure you're upvoting my content on Steemit. I always appreciate that. In case you guys don't know how to upvote it, let me just show you guys very quickly. So on Steemit here, I'm now at $570 on Steemit for the past month that I've been blogging. I used to actually have about 5,000, 6,000 followers before my previous account got hacked there. In fact, actually, my previous account has a lot of money in it still. Okay, my previous account's got, I think, it's got quite a bit in it. It has a lot of unclaimed money, right? It has a lot of unclaimed Steam that I haven't or that I haven't been able to click on. I have no idea how I lost it, to be quite honest. Okay, I've got about $1,047 left in it there, and you know how there's the claim your Steam button right there. I probably have about another $1,300 that's available, but yeah, whatever. So in my account here right now, I'm still racking it up. I've got about 2,700 followers. Hopefully I can get to the same amount of followers as my old one there. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys were to sign in before each one of my posts would get, between, that's not mine, that's someone else's I Steam, between $10 to $20, right? So I'm hoping to actually get it up to around there again where I can generate something like $50 to $100 a day. And that would make me incredibly happy because then I would be able to keep my content free for a very long time. So if you guys actually go to any of my posts here, you can just simply click on the upvote button right there. So if you guys have a Steemit account, which I'm sure that you guys do, since on my previous account I've had more than 5,000 followers, you can just click on that little button right there, and I sincerely appreciate that. So yeah, it's a great way to support somebody without having to spend anything. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they try to charge you guys for things, but yeah, not me. I don't need your guys' money, I don't care about taking your guys' money from your own actual pocket. I care about you guys supporting me in a way that will cost you absolutely nothing. And that's definitely one of the best ways to do it. So I would really appreciate that. So anyways, let's get to some charts here for Litecoin now. So on Litecoin, what we're seeing on a daily chart, we always start off with a daily chart, okay guys? 2 days ago, what we actually got was this candle right here, and that was a scary candle, okay? This candle here is called a hanging man. So the psychology behind the hanging man is scary, okay? I'm gonna actually annotate this as best as I possibly can for you guys. I love to annotate. Have you guys noticed that my new thing is kind of like writing in detail? So this is called a hanging man candle. And I know that a lot of you guys know what this candle is already, but I'm here to also accommodate the people that don't know what this is. The psychology is that after an uptrend, the bears start to gain slight control by profit takers or shorters entering the market. Okay, so they push the market down quite far. You can say they push the market down quite far, but there's a long wick which shows a rejection from the bull side, okay? Which shows a rejection from the bull side. So that's how we interpret it. After an uptrend, the bears start to gain slight control by profit takers, which means people are taking profit, or shorters entering the market. They push the market down quite far, as you guys notice, right? But there's a long wick, which shows a rejection from the bull side. But nevertheless, okay, is that one word? Yeah, I think it is. Nevertheless, it does show bulls potentially, but not always, losing control, okay? The next day generally indicates the momentum carried over. So I hope that makes sense right there, okay? So that's what we see clearly, right? We see that, hey, what's going on right now? Are the bulls actually starting to lose steam? Are they actually losing control? So we always have to question things like this that we see, right? Always, every single time. I'm just going to put this there like that. There you go. So this makes a lot more sense. And then the next day, we actually take a look at this candle, right? And this candle right here is actually a nasty candle, okay? And we're going to talk about what this candle is as well during the day. So yesterday, the bulls actually had a very good chance to take control and win. But they actually didn't, guys. And because they didn't, well, we're going to talk about what happens. This is called kind of like a shooting star slash bearish spinning top candle. Shooting star slash bearish spinning top candle. You guys hear Luna? She probably sees a squirrel outside. The psychology behind both of these candles together is this, okay? So we have to consider the bulls, the previous day candle, the candle of the hanging man candle, right? Now this day finished off with a very bearish candle as well, This signals to the market that this next day could result in a bearish day. So the momentum actually ends up carrying over. Does that make sense, guys? Sorry, I still kind of have a stuffy nose. My flu's still acting up. Not that much, but still a little bit under the weather. So this candle right here, it also rejected the 55 EMA, right? It also rejected the 55 EMA with the long wick. So that needs to be completely understood. So when I do just a simple candlestick analysis, right? And this top right here, if you guys take a look at it, this top, okay, right there, that's kind of like a tweezer top, the way we can actually see this, okay? So you guys know what I mean by a tweezer top? Take a look at it, right? The tweezer top looks exactly like a tweezer. I'm just going to annotate this further so you guys know what I mean as well. But not always losing control. There's also a tweezer type top, which are two little wicks that look like tweezers, okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Which shows a double rejection. To near the same price point. That should make a lot of sense right there, right? Okay, so I'm just going to snip this to my Steemit. You guys know the drill, so I can make sure that all of this is actually very visible to you guys. A lot of people have actually said that this new style of my technical analysis might be a little bit longer, but it also really helps people understand what I'm talking about because treat it like a classroom, right? If you treat it like a classroom, it can actually help you with notes because I respect the fact that every single person learns incredibly differently. And you know what? I'm here to educate the public. I am not here to take your money in any way whatsoever. So you have to make note that on an uptrend, guys, if you ever see like an EMA being rejected to the downside, right here, kind of like that, right? Rejected to the downside, like right here, for example, on the 200 moving average, right? We see reject. This one kind of rejected. You can say the body was in between, but nevertheless, it bounced off of the 100 or the 200 moving average and it shot up completely like that, right? But now what we see is kind of the opposite. We see it kind of sandwiched in between right here, right now, okay? So the first thing that we should always do is count our Elliott wave, or the second thing at least. And the way that I'm counting my Elliott wave, it's actually a very, very difficult count. I have to admit that, all right? I'm very unsure of the count. We take a look at every other coin right now on a daily chart. And what we can easily acknowledge about the daily chart is that, well, not on Bitcoin, but we look on the daily chart for EOS and we see, for example, it's actually reaching over bought territories, right? We see on XRP really high as well. We see it on Bitcoin Cash, probably very high as well, okay? Bitcoin Cash is kind of on a tear right now. It's been Roger Ver's been doing a lot of work on it, right? He's been heavily promoting it. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin trash at all. Yes, I will call it Bitcoin trash. I don't really care what people think of it. I don't give a crap at all about what people think about Bitcoin Cash, to be honest. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of Roger. But anyways, we see that IOTA is reaching overbought regions as well, right? Overbought here, overbought on Ripple. Bitcoin Trash is also reaching overbought regions, but Litecoin, no, not really. not really reaching overbought regions. But what it is reaching right now is an RSI resistance, okay? It's reaching a massive RSI resistance that was formed since, I'm just pointing it out right now, since February the 6th. So Litecoin reaches RSI resistance, LTC reaches RSI resistance on, sorry, I don't like all caps there. LTC reaches RSI resistance from basically February what here? You know, February, like February, mid-February, resistance of mid-February range. Okay, so that's something we need to make note of right now. Oh, I hate it when it does that. When you right click on the chart in a very specific spot, like on one of those lines, that crap happens, which is actually annoying, and it doesn't save anything of yours that you wrote. Really irritating sometimes, guys. Like actually very, very, very irritating. And I'm on IOTA for some reason now because, yeah. That's one of the big bugs on this side. I really don't like. I'm not a big fan of TradingView. Something like, is it that hard to fix it? Like, holy crap, man! If you right click on these lines sometimes by accident, or these ones, or you know, in specific spots, it ends up just doing what exactly you just saw right there. It's so annoying. It's not like I'm stupid or something and I'm doing something wrong. It's a bug on their end. So LTC reaches RSI resistance from mid-February. Not only that, we're also going to take a look at the log scale. Okay, we're going to take a look at the log scale. I always recommend drawing on a log scale if you guys are looking at it from a very long time period. Okay, and if you guys actually see right here, it's definitely actually, you know, right. It's pretty much breaching, or it's hitting exactly where it should be hitting. Right, it's hitting this exact massive slope trend line as well. Okay, LTC hits the massive sloped trend line support, or sorry, trend line resistance formed since February 17, or sorry, since December 17, which was the beginning of the initial bear market. Okay, so that's important to understand that as well. Okay, okay, why is it highlighting things there for me now? There we go. This makes sense now. All right. Okay, so this makes sense, right? We're actually hitting an RSI resistance right here that's been formed since like February-ish. Actually, it goes all the way far back if you really want to be detailed, but we'll more so say just this right here, okay? And we're also seeing that it's also hitting the massive slope trendline resistance that's formed since December 17, which was actually the beginning of the bear market, right? So these are very important distinguishments to make right now, which I will also add to the chart for you guys to review on your own time as well. So now that we've done kind of like a, excuse me, I got a cough. Now that we've done kind of like an RSI, and we also took a look at just some trend lines and supports in general, let's do a little bit more of a complicated analysis with the Elliott waves, okay? So the way that we initially called this, if you guys remember all the way back, right, from the February 6th downtrend, that was kind of a cool time. That was really cool, where I nailed a lot of these calls here until I went AFK for a while, right? We said that this one would hit roughly the 1-to-1 extension or the 1618. And then it nailed it with fairly well over here. There's the 1-to-1 extension hit. Some people ended up targeting, 161.8 instead, and they actually nailed those targets right there. And we were also talking about how if there was a correction, right? I believe it was this one right here. This one right here was the big one that we ended up calling. I thought that this was actually the end of the ABC correction right there. And I believe that was the golden pocket range that I was encouraging people to buy. And we actually made some really good money there. So it fell right into that golden pocket. For the people that don't know what a golden pocket is, I'll show you guys really quickly, okay? The golden pocket refers to the space between the 0.65 and the 618 Fibonacci region. So if you guys are using your Fibonacci retracements, okay, double click on it and add a 0.65 field in here. They call it a golden pocket because just think of it as a pocket that ends up catching it, right? Sometimes it may end up just dropping a little bit lower than the 618 region. So I like to use the golden pocket as well. That was actually taught to me by Eric Cho. Actually, he asked me one day. He's like, "Hey, did you?" I'm sure you guys all know Eric Cho. He asked me if I knew about the golden pocket. I'm like, what? What's that golden pocket? That he taught me it, so now it's always stuck with me right now. Okay, so the way that I'm counting my Elliott waves, it can be very difficult. Like this is a very difficult count in my opinion, and it's not really reaching any type of highs like how Bitcoin is reaching. So in terms of how it's moving, it's actually very choppy. Okay, and the way that we're counting it, it's also very difficult in my opinion. But if I had to finish up my C wave down to over here, we couldn't actually call this a wave failure either. That's the annoying part, okay? The annoying part is that we cannot call this a wave failure because it actually didn't really retrace more than 100% of this initial wave. And you can easily argue 5 counts in here as well, okay? And I'm going to argue the 5 counts if this were the actual wave 1, okay? I'm going to argue the 5 counts. That's 1, 2, that's 3, where retraces just to it by a small territory. And I'm also going to, this is easy to argue as well, where we can see down here for the 5th wave, we can see this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Then here we get some sort of ABC correction up to here, okay? We'll call that just ABC. And here, one can also argue that this is 5 waves coming down. I spent a lot of time thinking about this, okay? That 3, you can even go this 4 and 5, just something like that, okay? And then one could also argue that, hey, this is actually a perfect ABC retracement, and we just got to remember the fact that Elliott wave says that wave 2 cannot retrace by more than 100% of wave 1, right? So did this actually retrace by more than 100% of wave 1? No, it definitely didn't. So, so if we actually call this the end of the initial wave right there, then I would have to choose this one as well by default as my initial first wave, right? So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call that my initial first wave. Is this the 3rd wave, right? Is that the 3rd wave right there? Is there a 4th? And then we're looking for a 5th wave that's gonna end up finishing. Yeah, that could very much so happen, right? If we actually try to break it down further, if I went to a daily chart right now, I can't really see 5 clean waves like Bitcoin, right? There's really not 5 clean waves in here. Some people would say to start it right here, right? But we see that this wave actually retraced by more than 100% of wave 1 already. See this right here? It retraced 100% of wave 1. So we couldn't actually call this the beginning of wave 1. In fact, we would have to end up calling this right here a really crappy ABC, actually, just something like that, right? So now, if I'm left to actually deduce what's going on, then if I had to really try and I had to grasp on straws to try to count this with the Elliott wave right now, I would have to call this my wave 1, guys. I'd have to call this my wave 1, just like that, going in there, okay? And going up here, it's also really difficult to count the waves. They're super choppy, right? They're incredibly choppy, just the way that it's looking compared to other coins. I would probably have to call this my wave 2. And I'm guessing there's going to be a wave 3 in there somewhere, 4, and still a 5. So there are 2 scenarios right now that's on the table for me, okay? Where wave 3 didn't finish yet, but we're still going to correct, okay? Wave 3 didn't finish yet, and we're still going to, you know, hold on, I'm gonna be more clear. Where this one right here didn't actually finish its subwaves yet, okay? It didn't finish its original wave, and there's still one more going up there. But nevertheless, I'm gonna skip all that for now, and I'm gonna focus on this one part right here, okay? I'm gonna focus on this one part, and you know, one could also argue, okay, that if this was actually 5 subwaves in here, just as an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that, then this would actually make an official 5 waves finishing already, where that's, you know, 3, wave 3 there, 4, and that's 5, okay? So this would actually finish an entire wave where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But nevertheless, that's still only one subwave, right? It's still only one subwave, so which leaves me to wonder, well, if that subwave's 1, and that subwave's 2, and that's 3, well, where's the 4th one right now? Right? So it still leads me to wonder, when is the correction actually done, and is there still one more wave that's actually supposed to go up? So the way that I'm looking at this right now, you guys are going to find this correlation crazy. Okay, let's just hypothetically say I'm miscounting all of this wrong, and perhaps that this is now going to correlate with Bitcoin, where we say to ourselves that, hey, is it possible that it's just going to correlate to Bitcoin, because I believe Bitcoin is still going to correct? Okay, so check out this correlation right now. Let's just actually say that Bitcoin is still going to correct further to the, maybe 85, 8600 range, like how I'm anticipating for it to. Now watch this, guys, okay? What we usually say is that wave 5 or wave 1 territory will act as a hard resistance for wave 4. So when we look at it going up like that, we say to ourselves, this is going to be a really good resist or support point for wave 4 territory. All right, so really quickly, once again, what we say is that the wave 4 territory, it will usually retrace to where wave 1 was, right? Because it acts as a very hard resistance, in my personal opinion. Or sorry, it was formerly a very hard resistance. So now it's going to act as a really hard support. So let's see what we can actually come up with. And this actually might surprise you guys quite a bit. So check this out, okay? If this were the actual wave 1 going up, and I somehow, miscounted this, and there's 5 official waves already formed, well, if I actually take my ABC extension just down over here, A, and that were B, and this could make C somewhere almost to the wave 1 territory. If I actually take my 1-to-1 extension of A to where B is that crazy coincidence or what, guys? Where 136 ends up becoming a very hard support, okay? So I'm going to end up annotating this as well. So if this were wave 1 territory, what we see is that an ABC or an AB fib extension of 1-to-1 hits exactly where the wave 1 territory is. Therefore, 136 is a hard resistance thus far. Resistance, hard support thus far. Okay, so we need to really remember that right there. So that's how I'm taking a look at it. Wave 5 to be determined. No idea where wave 5 is going to go yet. No idea where wave 5 could possibly go yet. But I'm guessing, just by extrapolation, okay, this is kind of a long shot in the dark here. I'm guessing that the next wave could possibly be, if we do bounce off of, okay, just hypothetically, if we do bounce off 136, our next logical target is 261.80 fib extension, which is roughly 175 to 182 range. I would just simply say, I'd probably say a minimum of 170 to 182 range, just to be very fair, okay? So that seems to make a lot of sense. And in my eyes, it makes a lot of sense, right? It makes tons of sense. So, yeah, I don't see it getting much lower than 136 right now. I think it's going to act as a very decent kind of support here. So it's not really the easiest analysis to do right now for Litecoin because there's a lot of information, and we don't really have that much information yet. But I'm seeing a lot more bearish signs and bullish signs right now as well, especially when we factor in that Bitcoin is most likely going to correct a little bit further, since today it actually did drop $300, right? Though I just want to be clear, that this is to be determined, okay? Though I want to be extremely clear that wave 5 is highly extrapolated thus far, and more details with higher accuracy can only be attained with more data in the future. So that's very important to understand. I gotta start typing faster. My typing has been very slow. Usually I can type about 120 words per minute, but lately it's been like well under 100. I think it's like 90 or something like that. So I should probably do a speed test sometime very soon. I want to get my typing up to like 150 Asian typing. Not that Asians can type faster, but they are very good gamers, and good gamers should actually be able to type very well. Yeah, I'm in a short position right now. Yeah, I'm in a pretty decent short position. Do you guys want to see my short position? I'm going to show you guys my short position. Guess what I'm shorting? I'm shorting EOS. Ha! I'm probably going to take a loss on this one right now, okay? I'm already down $122. But yeah, I see it coming down. I don't see it going up, man. I'm sorry, guys. Look on the 12-hour chart. It's getting pretty overbought right now. Looking on the 6-hour chart. Ooh, the crossover is just happening with the first tick on the negative histogram side. So I do see the volume kind of waning off. So this is going to be my swing position. I'm actually going to get this EOS position up to about 4,000 coins. I decided that if it does go up to about 1150, I'm going to add another 1,000. If it goes up to 1160, I'm going to add another 1,000. If it drops to below this point right here, and I believe in a downtrend, I'm going to market execute 1,000. If it drops to $1.25, I'm also going to market execute another 1,000. I want to play a $45,000 position for EOS here. So, and you guys know me, I'm super comfortable telling you guys my position. I might be the only trader, the only crypto trader, like day trader, okay? I'm not talking about analysts who makes these fake block folios, okay? Like Ian Bellina, let's all make a fake crypto portfolio and say that we're playing with $4.6 million because I'm Ian Bellina, you know, or whatever. It was he never actually showed his portfolio once, you know? He just made this block folio online, and I don't really believe that he actually you know, he actually got hacked, to be honest. Hard for me to believe it, actually, that he actually got hacked. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna go to my Steemit here. Gonna put this in, and yeah. So that's kind of where we stand right now, guys. Okay, this is where we stand. That therefore at 136 is a hard support. That's the bearish scenario. Okay, this is the bearish scenario right here for you guys to take a look at. Whoa, do you guys want to see something really weird? Check this out, okay? You guys want to see a bug that I just found out? Like on, oh no, it actually reset itself. Looks pretty good now. Never mind. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up downtrending right now on EOS. There's so much pressure to go down right now. Maybe because Bitcoin's actually like on a tear to go down. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin's going down. There we go. There we go. Litecoin's probably gonna end up coming down too now. Yeah, there we go. It's actually dropped about $1 already. You know what? To a day trader, guys, $1's a big amount, okay? You guys need to understand the mentality of a day trader. I think that people are so naive when they're like, oh, you're making $150, $200 gains per trade. Why don't you just hold long term? I guarantee you guys with 100% certainty, let's just say that you were holding with X amount, right? Let's say you were playing with $50,000. I guarantee you that I will have tripled what you have made in the same period of time if you were to have held for that period of time, that if I were to day trade. I personally believe firmly that day trading is actually much more profitable than actually holding long term if you know what you're doing, right? Not only that, to each their own. There are actually so many critical people out there that simply don't understand the mentality of a day trader, right? They love the thrill, they love the excitement, okay? And to me, I love the adrenaline. I love the thrill of chasing money and looking for these setups, right? People are so judgmental online, and it is ridiculous. I don't judge anybody. In fact, I don't really care about what, honestly, I don't care about what other people are doing. I don't care about what my friends are doing. I don't care about what Eric Cho is doing. No offense to him, okay? I only care about what I'm doing, okay? I don't give a crap about what other people are doing. If people actually focus on themselves half as much as they actually focus on other people, they would probably be a lot more successful, in my opinion. Stop judging other people's style and stick to your own, okay? If you guys are doing great when it comes to trading or holding already, find a style that suits your personality. What we have to understand is that it's always to each their own. Does that make sense? To each their own, okay? So if you guys are you guys are going to find out very quickly what kind of trader you actually are, what kind of holder you actually. Oh baby. Oh baby, I love your waves every day. I want to be with you night and day. Every day. Let's just gonna lower this tiny bit. Let's just take my profit. Let's just take my profit in front of you guys. Come on. Come on. Give me some profit. This is a live trade that I entered about 5 minutes ago here. It's also in the middle of my Litecoin stream, just to be very clear for some people that are watching right now, okay? So, yeah, I just want to, just come on, just a little bit more. There's not really that much, my little buddies. Okay? This was really easy, actually, to analyze, in my opinion. Is it going to close? Nah, it ain't gonna close. I'm just gonna be waiting on it. Okay, let's just take a look at EOS while I have you guys here, because I know you guys like to watch me trade as well. This is how I kind of deduced it, right? I'm like, okay, this has got to be some sort of channel right now that's gonna end up forming, something like that. Okay, that's exactly what I thought ahead of time, and pretty close. You know, pretty close. I don't think we're gonna end up breaking it at all. We got a lot of pressure to come down, guys. So much pressure to come down on it. Anyways, you guys are here for Litecoin, not for EOS, okay? So anyways, the way that I'm seeing this is once again, right? We could find easily. I'm gonna pull up my estimate there so you guys can see the last chart that I posted, so we can quickly review as well. That 136 is a really hard support, right? So what would validate this, okay? What would validate this? Well, first of all, we would need to break this range right here, okay? A break below 145, then a break below 140, okay? Would allow us to see this range. So thus far, this is the interim. 145 is the interim. Short term, we'll say, okay? Short-term support. Okay, that's the one right there. You guys need to remember that. And then we're going to say 140 is if 140 breaks, if $1.40 or 140 breaks, we'll find support near 136 range. Simple as that, right? That's how we're going to see it. This is the 136 range support. Right? That's how we're going to look at it right now. So these criteria actually need to be met in order for us to validate a bearish trend, okay? This is the bearish scenario that I'm always going to make sure that you guys are familiar with, because I always present both bear and bull scenarios. Whoops. You guys like that? You guys like that? This is my macro. This is my macro, okay, guys? I'm actually going to keep this. I'm actually going to keep this on here, okay? Oh my god, thank you, Walton team. Keep doing the great work. I'm actually going to post this right now for you guys, okay? I'm actually going to post this. I'm actually going to post this right now on Twitter. And let's see what people will actually say. Okay, do you guys want to see me post this? I'm gonna write this right here. Okay, I'm gonna actually just copy this right now, and just quick Litecoin update. I'm gonna tell everybody on my Twitter here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, the best part of tweeting is actually seeing people's reaction on there, okay? Oh my god, I can't believe I won. Thank you, Walton team. Keep doing the great work. Oh my god, that's just way too funny. Oh my goodness. The comments are the best, guys. The comments are the absolute best when people respond to them. So let's see how this actually ends up looking. I just wanna put this on my Steemit post here as well. Yeah, it's too funny, guys. I'm sorry. I always find humor in crypto. So let's talk about the bearish or the bullish scenario, okay? The bullish scenario, we're gonna actually clear all of this up right here. Let's go to like a different time frame first of all, right? Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I got that Walton team, the Walton chain thing. It's macroed to my keyboard. It's a G6 key. Actually, I'll show you guys the key right here. That's macroed to, okay? It's macroed to this one right here. It's macro. These are my two keyboards. I got the M65 Pro RGB and a K95. I walked into the store and I said to them, I want the best keyboard and the most expensive one. What do you have? And the guy just pulls up the K95 RGB Platinum keyboard. I'm like, how much is it? He's like, oh, it's $279.99. I'm like, okay, I'll spend $300 on a keyboard, I guess. Okay, so this is the one right here. I've got it for my Walton chain right there. Walton chain. Oh my god. This is way too funny. Way too funny. You guys also have to make note that this is actually like it's a cluster. It's a massive, massive, massive resistance zone right now, right? I cannot see it getting any higher than this zone right here. It's almost impossible for me to see it. Like it's really ridiculous. So I'm just gonna take the average and assume that the highest it can get to, if we actually break above like 166, 177. Okay, this is the bullish scenario. Okay, the bullish scenario. This is a massive resistance zone, which I'm gonna write for people. This is a massive resistance zone. Okay. I hope that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Why is a resistance zone? Because of that cluster region. Though if we break above the 157 range, if we break above 157, break above 157, we could see a rally to anywhere in this resistance region up to wherever that is right there, like up to 175 range, up to 175 range. Though I see this as highly unlikely, okay? But I just want to give you guys a bullish scenario as well because it's only fair. This is the bullish scenario. This is the bullish scenario right there. So anyways, I think this wraps it up right now. We've identified supports, we've identified resistances, we talked about a bullish scenario where it could actually break out to if it does break a specific range. We talked about interim supports, we've talked about buy zones, which is about the 176 as well. Other than that, there's a lot more that we can add to it, such as moving averages, right? But I don't really want to overwhelm you guys with too many different technical analysis. I mean, we could be talking about moving averages, we can be talking about more candlestick analysis, more Elliott wave, more price action. We can talk more about volume. We can talk more about RSI, MACD, but sometimes we kind of just pick our battles when it comes to doing technical analysis, right? So yeah, anyways, I'll let you guys go now. If you guys love the work that I'm doing, please head over to my Steemit. I put a lot of work for you guys on Steemit, I make sure that all these charts, they're good charts, right? I try to put a lot of work for you guys just to make sure that you guys completely understand that there's always a bullish and a bearish scenario. So yeah, so other than that, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much for always watching my videos. I always appreciate the love and the support that you guys give me. So other than that, I'll see you guys sometimes later. I'm kind of scatterbrained right now, so don't mind me. I'm just laughing at myself because of the Litecoin tweet. The Litecoin tweet. This is how people generally respond to my tweets when I write funny things. People are like, "LOL," can't let go of it. This is really funny. So other than that, have yourselves a fantastic day, guys. Thank you very much always for the love and the support. Bye now. See you.